Extra, extra, come buy a paper. Hey, look, the gang's all here. What a lollapalooza. Just great. Totally Jake. So, I gotta come clean on account of I can't think of anything but the skinny from the front up in France. That Chicago Tribune headline, Marines win hot battle, sweep enemy from height near Thierry. That has been picked up by every other newspaper I sell. It's jazz, I'm telling you. It's what's on. So, this palooka, Floyd Gibbons, real big shot journalist. His beeswax is writing for the Tribune. Well, on June 6, 1918, he writes,
I am up at the front and entering Belleau Wood with the U.S. Marines.
Belleau Wood? Can you believe that? We didn't see anything like that. See, usually the sense is get rid of stuff like that. You don't want the enemy wise on which troops are moving where. See, Gibbons had been wounded pretty badly by the time he wrote that. Shot 3 times, loses an eye. So as I figure, the censor, thinking Gibbons is dying or dead, figures it would be a terrible thing to cut the last dispatch of a man's life. So he takes a gander and decides to just let it go through as is. Gibbons gives us the whole story.
A small platoon of Marines lay on their faces and bellies under the trees at the edge of a wheat field. 200 yards across that flat field, the enemy were in the trees. I could see nothing, yet I knew every leaf screened scores of German machine guns.
We got beef with the Huns, you know. The Germans are the big six in my book, strong and tough. The French are skedaddling from the German machine guns when the Marines breeze in. Gibbons gives us the whole kit and caboodle.
The bullets ripped the barks from trunks of trees 3 feet from where the Marines lay. An old gunnery sergeant commanded the platoon in the absence of the lieutenant, who was wounded and out of the fight. This old gunnery sergeant was a Marine veteran. The service bar across his left breast showed that he had fought in the Philippines, in Santo Domingo, at the walls of Peking, and in the streets of Veracruz. As the moment for the advance arrived, he arose from the trees first, jumped out into the exposed edge of that field, and then turned to give the charge order.
I bet some of you already know who that old sergeant was. You'd have to be a dingbat not to think Dan Daly was tough. I bet you didn't know that Daniel J. Daly was a newsboy in New York City when he was a kid. Well, on June 6, 1918, he leads those Marines into those woods. He gets up, he steps out, then he turns to give the charge order. Come on, you sons of blank? You want to live forever? Kids, you can ask your parents what they think Dan Daly said. Boy, wasn't duck soup either. Not so easy. 6 times the Marines attacked before beating back 5 divisions of Fritz and Willys. 20 days later, Marine Major Maurice Scherer writes, Woods, now U.S. Marine Corps entirely. Eat your heart out, Kaiser.
The Marines stopped the Hun from breaking through to attack Paris and reversed the course of the war. They say the Germans used names like Höhlenhunde and Typhonshunde, Hellhound and Devil Dog to describe the Marines. The Marines were so jazzed they added Devil Dogs to leathernecks.
Attaboy, boys. Of course, on June 6th alone, we lost more Marines than any other day in history up to that point. And that's from the Revolutionary War to 1918. They earned that nickname hard. Newspapers on June 6th may have been getting ahead of themselves. The battle wasn't won for another 2 weeks.
After the battle, the French renamed those woods Bois de la Brigade de Marine. That means Wood of the Marine Brigade. They renamed those woods next to the Marne River for the United States Marine Corps.
Well, I don't think we won the whole war at Belleau Wood. I mean, Wood of the Marine Brigade. But we didn't lose it then. Training and guts made all the difference. All the difference in the world.